Hey guys, Cars and Trucks here. I just want to do a quick video here. It's almost 6 o'clock in the morning before I start my day, and it's still a little dark out, but you can see. So I was gonna do it last night, but it was a little too dark, so you really couldn't see what I was talking about. But this video, I'm gonna go over the lights on the truck. The extra ones that I put on and everything, and why I have them, and what they're there for and everything. Starting off here on the driver's side, I got a pedestal light. It's a 4-inch round. It's amber in the front and red in the back, and I have that wired on the brake light or turn signal side of the light, which means it's bright. It's on the brightest setting. It worked. I like those there because it lights up my wheel and my fender and my step, like even getting in and out, my foot there you can see. And sometimes I got to get close to things, because most of my jobs, I have no idea what I'm showing up for. I could have a car in a tight space. I could have a car, anywhere on its roof or something, or I got it back in a tight driveway or something. I could have anything, any time I get called. So they help with being able to see that. The bottom of my fender, I can see that real good. I have this light here. I made that as a bracket for 2 Super 60 lights. It's a red one on the back there and an amber one on the side, and I have them wired on the bright side also, just for more light, more visibility for me and other people being able to see me. The amber one with it aimed straight sideways like that is actually nice when you got a car riding next to you or whatever, because it actually shines in their passenger side window or whatever. It keeps them from riding next to me for too long, because if any of the you viewers out there drive trucks or have driven trucks, you know how there's some cars out there that just like to ride next to you and watch your wheels go around. And like I said, if you drive a truck or you have driven trucks, you don't like cars riding next to you, because that's when mistakes happen and accidents happen. So yeah, that's nice for that. Another nice thing about that pedestal light is when I open my my toolbox, it lights up the inside of the box a little bit for me, so I can see a little better. I don't have any lights in the toolbox. Some people do. I don't, because I just use my flashlight. I've never really had the need to put lights in there. I've replaced all the body lights with LEDs, and I use all Truck Light and Federal Signal Co. LEDs. Here's a light here in the hydraulics. I changed them from clear to a red LED, because I like the red better, and by the way, these are custom knobs because they got ripped off before I started driving the truck. The regular ones got ripped off, so I had these made. They were made out of aluminum. They're pointed except for the middle one. The middle one's my winch, so I made it so I don't even have to look at them. I can just feel my way. That's why the one's not pointed. On the back here, the back corners, I use the pointed, LEDs because they stick out a little and you can see them better in the mirror. Same thing for when I gotta get close to something, that light being pointed, with it sticking out a little bit, you can see it a lot better in the mirror than a flat one. In the back here, I got 4-inch round, brake lights. Next to that, I got my 4-inch round backup lights / work lights, because there's actually the work light is underneath the backup light, and I actually have those wired together, so that when I put the truck in reverse, the work lights come on with the backup lights, so you have more lighting without having to flip the switch for the work lights. And then also, when I turn the work lights on, I have the backup lights wired to it so that I have double the light in both, things, in reverse and when I need my work lights on the back. I have these strobe lights up on top of my tail lights right there. I'm going to get into that stuff, in a minute. I'll get into the warning lights that I have in a minute. On this side, same thing. I got the pointed lights. I got the red light and my hydraulic controls on this side. Same, replace that body light with an LED. Same thing there. Up top here, that right there is a tailgate strip. Those come on pickup trucks. You could buy them for your pickup trucks. That's what that is. It's a 60-inch one. I just got it because I thought that it would look cool under there, and it fit perfect. I've had that on there for 4 years, and not one time have I had a problem with it. That's wired up to the turn signals and the brake lights, so when I turn the turn signal on, one side flashes or the other side, and when I hit the brakes it lights up also. Up the passenger side here, same thing. I got a pedestal light on my fuel tank step, because on both sides my step's different. This side it's a fuel tank, the other side is just a step and battery box. Same thing, it lights the box up inside, but I really don't need to see in here too good because that's just my oil dry and my shovel. I'll get into why I carry oil dry in another video. But up around the front here, I got 4-inch round amber lights in the bumper. I put them there to fill in the holes because I thought they looked nice, and they help out with being able to see at night. Obviously, they're not wired to the turn signals. I don't have anything wired to turn signals or anything. I don't like when you turn a turn signal on for a bunch of lights to be flashing. Up above there, I step back so you can see, and the light, the light up top, that's a code 3. I actually have 2 Super 60s in there wired on the bright side, also amber, just to give me extra light up above the cab. And then actually right next to them there's warning lights too, same size, same everything, and I'll get into them here in a second also. And to put those in your light bar, if anyone has any questions on that, it's real easy. All it is you just set them in there and silicone them. If you look, that's just silicone with clear silicone. That's all that's holding that in, and they've never gone anywhere in 4 years. In the corners, I just have little truck light, marker lights, same thing. They're siliconed in there. So, that's it for the, the regular running lights and marker lights on the truck. I have lights in here too. Red lights just to light the floor up and stuff, and where I keep my tools and everything. I have them there in case I drop something on the floor. I can see it right away and grab it, without having to turn the dome light on. Or if I need to grab something off the floor next to my seat or whatever, I can see it and grab it right away. So, I'm going to get into the warning lights now. Now, in my switches, I've got 2 extra switches here. I don't know if you're able to see. Let me turn this on. Right there, there's my switches. The first one is my my light bar, my beacon, my code 3. Then I got my floodlights for my bed, and then this is my work lights for my wheel lift. And then this is a switch that I added, and this is also these 2 right here. And what they do is they control my other LEDs that I have. And those are right there. The first switch, that's actually 8 Super 60 LEDs all the way across. The 6 in the center are controlled separately. There's a flasher box, a strobing box, or whatever you want to call it, that it has, yes, it does 10 different patterns, and each pattern it does 6 times, I think it is. that light bar there, that's stainless. I custom made that. It's a piece of 4x4 stainless tube, and I had someone weld the ends shut. You can see it, you know, the ends welded shut. He did a nice job cleaning it up, and then it's just bolted right on. I didn't drill no holes or anything. I just used some long grade 8 bolts and just clamped it on with 2 pieces of stainless angle iron there. Now I'll flip the other switch, and the other switch actually turns the farthest lights on to the ends, the 8th one on each, you know, the 8th one or the 4th one on each side, I guess you could say. And they're on a separate switch, you know, obviously, than the 6 in the middle. And when I throw that switch on, that also turns on those little 6 LED strobing lights also. You know, I have them on the back corners. You know, you can see them. There's both of them. So the reason I have those is for when I have a wheel lifted car, you know, that's really mangled up and stuff. You know, I run my other light on there, my wireless tow light. But just in case, you know, sometimes I get them real bad where the fire company had to cut a bunch of pieces off of it, or there's stuff hanging off all over, or, you know, I have to go extra slow. That's why I have those on the back corners like that, to help, you know, so that you can see better. And sometimes when I'm backing up in the dark, they actually help too. I'll turn them on when I'm backing up. Up there in my code 3, you can see that I added 2 more Super 60s warning lights. They're next to the other ones that are on with the regular running lights. Same thing, you know, just for extra, you know, more light. The more lights, the better, I think. You know, the better someone can see you, you know, the more attention. I mean, some people are just ridiculous with the lights, you know. Yeah, I'd like to add a couple more. I mean, I wouldn't go nuts. Some people really go crazy with them to where you can't even look at their trucks when they're going down the road because it's just too much. It's blinding you everywhere. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, you know, when I turn that other switch off, the whole center of that thing is turned off and just the end ones flash, because that way, you know, like I said, if I got a car on the back, it's really screwed up, you know. I really don't drive with the full center on. You know, that's mainly just for when I'm stopped or working on the side of the road picking a car up or something, because they're very intense. When all 8 of those lights are strobing and flashing, they're very intense. So I really don't drive with all 8 of them on. That's why I have them on separate switches. You know, so, I mean, sometimes I do if, like, you know, I'm in the snow or something real bad, or I don't want someone to run in the back of me, I will. But, you know, at night when it's pitch black and someone's behind you, you know, all 8 of those things flashing and strobing at you are really, really bright, and, you know, they could really annoy you. So I try to be nice to people in that sense, you know. So that's it for that. One more thing, I'll just show how I have the work lights tied into the backup lights, where you can get an idea. So there they are there, a little bright. Let me try and get to the side of them. But yeah, you can see, you know, when they're on, they're on. Both are on together. You can see the chrome rings too. I like the chrome rings on the back. I don't run them on the body or anything, because you always have to change them. Because, you know, with the cars that I tow, a lot of the times they're, you know, smashed up, leaking oil, brake fluid, battery acid. I mean, all kinds of stuff. And, you know, those rings are plastic. They're chromed plastic. So after, you know, probably about a year or so of towing those wrecked cars that are really mangled up, leaking fluids down on them, you can see it runs right in these holes here, and they're sealed off, and it runs down there, and you know it gets all in there. All my wiring that I did is all soldered and all heat shrinked. Most of it's double heat shrinked, and then I silicone over that and usually electrical tape it on top of that because, you know, same thing. It's really, you know, with what I do, it's all that stuff's really, you know, it's really subjected to the worst, you know, the worst kind of stuff, you know, like I said, battery acid, brake fluid, motor oil, antifreeze, all that stuff, you know, it all gets exposed to that. You know, I have to use all stainless screws and all that, stainless screws. You know, I don't use any cheap connectors. Actually, I don't use any connectors at all. Like I said, all my wiring connections are all soldered. Everything's soldered and heat shrinked, you know, with that heat shrink tubing. And a lot of it's double. I double it up. That way I know that I'll never have a wiring problem. You know, I mean, that really makes a big difference. So, just real quick, I got this this arrow box here. You can see it right here. I used to have those that custom light that I made. I used to have that wired up as an arrow stick, but I did away with it because I read about a lawsuit. I guess 2 years ago, a guy got sued because he had his arrow stick on and had it on the wrong way, and a car was actually drove on the wrong side of the road and caused a major accident, and was able to sue the towing company because of the driver's arrow stick directing the car to the wrong side of the road, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. But yeah, that person walked away with $100,000, I believe. So it doesn't do anything, but I liked how it had the display on it, you know, when the lights are on, so I just hooked it up, you know, a positive and a negative to the switch that controls the 6 lights in the middle of, you know, my custom light up there, so that when that's on, the box flashes, you know, just as an indicator. That's all that's there for, just to let me know that that's on. Yeah, I have a couple there. Actually, I have 3 of those boxes. They're pretty neat, you know. Like I said, they you know, they work good, but I'm just not into arrow sticks after hearing about that. I don't need that kind of crap, you know. I don't need to be sued because some idiot, you know, it decides to pay way too much attention to, you know, your lights. So, but yeah, I think I covered most of it. You know, like I said, this light up here is custom made. That was a 4x4 square stainless tube. I got the ends welded shut. And then I had a machine shop guy cut each hole out, you know, and then I wired it up all myself. So, but yeah, that's it for now. You know, like I said, I made this video because there was a couple guys that commented. They asked me to do a video on the lights and that I should do it when it's dark out. You know, I didn't do it with a pitch black out because it'd be harder, you know, to see where everything was and whatever, but I think I did okay. So, rate, comment, subscribe. If you got any questions, let me know, you know. Like I said, I use all Truck Light and all Federal Signal Co. lights. Because of the reason of reliability. I haven't had to replace any Truck light or any Federal Signal Co. light, and I've had all those lights on that truck except the 2 in the back. The 2 on the back corners I put on there 3 years ago. Other than that, all those lights are 6 years old, and I've never had one burn out or have to replace one of them for any reason like that. So that's it for now. Like I said, rate, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to try and get another video up maybe in a couple days about the stuff that I use, you know, some of the tools that I carry in the truck and the straps and whatever. I'll just do like a breakdown of the major stuff that I carry. There's one of our other trucks. That's one of our newer trucks. It's similar to mine, you know, it's just newer, the newer body style. But like I said, I like mine. You know, I've been running it for years, and it, you know, it gets around a lot better than, it turns a lot better than the newer trucks do. It turns a lot tighter, and, you know, I just like it better. Newer trucks ride softer, you know, obviously, but yeah, I like the old truck. You know, some people don't, but that's my opinion. So, like I said, rate, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks.